Joining me right now on Kumite Radio is the honey bear Jake Heun. What's going on, Jake? Welcome back.
Thanks, bro. It's good to be back. Just living back in Thailand again, getting ready for this fight in RIZIN.
Speaking of Thailand, you're down there training hard for your upcoming fight in Japan. Most people will ask you, like, what did you miss about Phuket? But I want to know, what did you not miss about Phuket?
Bro, I didn't miss people's loud ass mopeds driving by all the time without mufflers, and I did not miss no restaurant here ever has avocado, bro. You go to any restaurant, you're like, hey, can I get some avocado or whatever? And they're like, no, Mister, sorry, cannot no have avocado. The worst thing ever.
Now,
Uh,
how long were you in the States for? Because you were out there training for a while.
Yeah, we were. I went back for. I think it ended up being about 4 months. We were there. I was training at American Top Team Atlanta, getting ready, doing all that PFL stuff, and then I ended up taking an L in that first PFL fight, and then the New York Commission wouldn't clear me. So the fight, I had a 90-day suspension, and then the fight was 85 days after that, and so I appealed it, and then New York just wouldn't budge on it just because they're the worst commission on the face of the planet.
Okay, I wanted to get into that because a lot of fighters they have complained about dealing with the New York Commission. What was your experience like, man?
Bro, it was a nightmare. They changed my opponent the day of weigh-ins because there's a rule in New York that if there's a 20-pound weight disparity, that fighters can't fight each other regardless of them being in the same weight class. So the guy that I ended up fighting was fighting a guy that was cutting weight to make 260, and he was small to make 265, and he was small. So they switched everything around so that we could fight. I almost couldn't fight because I had a cold sore from traveling and stuff. And they're like, "Oh, we don't know if we're going to clear you to fight because you have a cold sore." So I had to go to a dermatologist like the day of weigh-ins to get it cleared. So it's a damn nightmare there, bro. They said they flat out just don't want MMA in New York, is what it is.
They don't like money, I guess.
Well, they're not trying to get paid, bro.
How was that experience being part of the PFL their inaugural season?
It was, it was cool, man. I think it's a great concept what they're trying to do. I think I think if they continue on, I think next year they'll learn from some of the mistakes they made. Like trying to do tournaments in New York isn't the best idea because they're just not going to let you get away with, suspensions and stuff like that, and the weight class differences and things. But it was cool, man. But that being said, and they're being very cool by letting me go do this stuff in RIZIN. But Japan's where I want to be, man. It's where I've always wanted to fight. I want a soccer kick, dude, to stop me.
All right, before we get into that, I wanted to talk about, your fight in the first round. You took the L, like you said.
Yeah.
You've come back from a loss before. What kind of mindset does a fighter need to get past those rough times?
And it's I think it's just part of the game, to be honest with you. It's you win some, you lose some, but especially like it's hard like in a fight like that because I was getting in that dude's ass that entire fight. I was beating the hell out of him, and then just got hit with that. That dude threw a hail mary of a flying knee and just caught it. So hats off to him. But like you said with the mindset, it's I'm just pretty much just back to training hard again, man. It's not nothing's really changed. I felt good going into that fight, and I feel good now. I think the fight I've got coming up is going to be stylistically, it's a really good fight for me. So I think it's all kind of just I'm just continuing to kind of build. So I'm not really too worried about the loss, to be honest. It would have been nice to get paid, but outside of that, it's all good, man.
Yeah, it seemed like that you were having a lot of fun in that first round. You were having a lot of success in that first round. It seemed you were more comfortable in the cage compared to your fight in Road. In Road,
Yeah,
you won that fight, but it seemed like the PFL fight, you were just like in there, just everything was running smoothly.
yeah, bro. I mean, honestly, I felt like everything was just firing on all cylinders. Everything was landing, everything was going. I think I was. I mean, honestly, I think I was outclassing the guy, and I
Hmm.
just got caught. And I was in good shape. It was everything just it all just it was all just clicking until it didn't
Yeah.
click, and everything got shut off.
it's part of the game, like you said, and everybody gets caught eventually. So, but
Yeah.
everything works out because you are going to RIZIN like you always wanted. You've been yelling and you've been telling people like, "Hey, man, get me to Japan. I need to fight these guys. I want to fight these big names." And you're getting your chance at RIZIN 13. The fight with Jiri Prochazka. How did this fight come together?
So originally they were talking to me about fighting Cro Cop. That's who they were hitting me up, asking me, and they messaged me like, "You want to fight Cro Cop?" And I was like, "Absolutely, yes, sign it now." And he ended up and didn't want to take the fight. He took what I think is a much easier fight with that Rock Martinez. But you know what, Rock has been there and he's done some things in the road, so I get it. Um, so then they hit me. Then Shingo, the matchmaker, hit me up and said, "How about Prochazka?" And I just immediately said, "Sure." I didn't even know who the guy was. I was like, "Yeah, sign me up." Looked him up. He's good, man. He's a tough kid. I think he's 23-2,
Yeah,
21 and yeah, 21-3. So I mean, he's got a good record. But you know what? Like, I was watching some of his fights, and it's like he gets his ass whooped, and then he knocks the dude out. So I feel like if I can just avoid that last part of it, it'll be a good night.
definitely. You just mentioned that you watched some of his fights. What are your thoughts of his overall skill set?
I think he's. I mean, the dude's dangerous. 100%, he's dangerous. I think he's got big power in both hands and in both feet. I mean, you kind of see it because he's put guys away with all of that. But I think he's really, really limited on the ground. Extremely limited on the ground. Not that I'm a big ground fighter, but I mean, if I need to take you down and beat you up, I will. But I think he also leaves himself open to wear some strikes on the feet. But that being said, because he carries such power, you got to be real, real careful of where you're at, where your range is at the entire time. So it's definitely not a fight to get around and fuck about in. You got to be on your p's and q's the whole time, you know.
How big of an opportunity is it for you to face probably the most successful big man fighting for RIZIN, even though he doesn't have like a popular name around the world, but he is the most successful?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think he's probably their. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, he's probably their biggest prospect. I
Mm.
mean, not even prospect. He's probably their biggest guy. It's great, fighting a guy like that. I'd much rather come in and fight a guy of that caliber as to come in and fight in and say like Samurai Mark Hunt or somebody like that. Where like that would be a ton of fun, but it's not going to do anything to kind of endear me to the Japanese crowd, and that's what I want to do, man. I want to get over there. I want to put on a show against their toughest guy, and I wouldn't mind spending the rest of my career in Japan and just being Bob Sapp with a cooking show.
Now, you signed a bout agreement, full RIZIN MMA rules with elbows, soccer kicks, knees to a grounded opponent. How hyped are
So
you to be able to express yourself in
uh,
that rule set?
so it's actually there's no elbows in this one. It's
Oh, okay.
we're fighting pride rules, so it's 10-minute first round. Elbows are banned, but knees to the head, stomp, soccer kicks, all that. So, man, I'm excited though. I've always wanted to have that rule set. I feel like that's the best rule set. I wish we had the elbows, but man, I got such a soccer kick boner going right now. I can't wait. It's excited. It's been a bit of a change in training, trying to get ready for that 10-minute first round. It's you don't really think about it until you're out there and you're training. It's like I still have 7 minutes to go left in this round, but we're working on it. I'm back over. I'm training at Tiger again with George and those guys. So we've been working a bit over there, and it's been going well.
Oh, actually, I saw a video, a little short clip of you practicing those soccer kicks. Oh,
Yeah,
I see your coach is working with you on that one.
yeah, man. Jucal Ronan Canario sent me a bunch of drills that they all used to do back in Brazil, like at Carlson Drake Gracie and at BTT. So he sends me all these videos of them like sidestep kicking and stuff. So I've been actually sparring every day. I'm trying to get in like 25, 30 just hard soccer kicks. It's been and stomps. It's been a pain trying to find people to hold for that, but I've managed to weasel some people into it, so it's been all right.
How easy is it for you to transition to those types of techniques?
Honestly, I'm 90% of the time I'm in training. I'm bullshitting around, and I will be in a scramble, and I'll yell out pride rules and throw a soccer kick at you anyway. Joking. So it's been pretty easy, and man, it's crazy how often those attacks are there. Like you don't see it because like in the unified rules, people get there and they're like, oh, I can't do anything. Whereas like you take a guy's back in these Japanese rules, I'm not going to sit there and ride you like a wrestler. I'm going to push and throw that soccer kick around the side of your head, and the fight's over. It's beautiful. Like everybody's worried about this 10-minute round. I do not see this fight going past the first 5 minutes. Because at the end of the day, Prochazka, dude cracks, and I've been known to throw hard too, and I feel like one of us is going to go to sleep pretty early.
You guys are fighting in a ring. How big of a difference is that going to make for you?
I think fighting in the ring makes a difference just for the range. But for me, I enjoy it because there's nothing worse than you get these wrestlers, these wall installers who just want to push up against the wall and just lay on you and stuff. And shit ain't gonna fly in Japan, so we're gonna have to get in there and fight.
Yeah, I
Uh,
just realized what you just said is, yeah, you don't get the wall installers, and also dirty boxing really
yeah,
doesn't exist in the ring, right?
you really can't do it. I mean, you'll see some guys who can like they'll put a guy in a turnbuckle and manage to do it, but it doesn't exist like you get guys. They get that shoulder pressure and they push guys up and their whole game is just throwing little uppercuts. And that stuff doesn't fly over there, so it's nice. What I'm really really excited about with Japan is it's gonna be a fight. The fight is gonna happen. It's not gonna be. They don't want us to have a wrestling match. They don't want us to belly button hump each other. If we get down on the ground, they'll stand us up and be like, "Look, it's time to fight, guys." And man, I saw today that they sold out Saitama for this. So thanks Kyoji and, and other homie, I appreciate it. But it's gonna be wild, man. 47,000 people in Japan screaming and yelling. It's gonna be nutty.
It is. RIZIN, the weigh-ins and the walkout are a big part of the event. You got
Yeah.
anything planned for that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got a good one coming, bro. I'm gonna go a little highway to the danger zone.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that one. I like that
yeah. Bringing back Top Gun, baby.
for sure. Well, Darren Cruikshank actually laid the foundation for the Americans to go out
Yeah.
there and show some of that
Yeah.
American flavor. So now you could just add on to that, which is good.
Got to build on. I think is Cruikshank on the show? I think
Yeah,
he's.
he's fighting too.
Yeah. So it'll be. I was looking at the card. It's a pretty damn good card.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not because they've had like some smaller ones. This one seems like it's gonna be pretty big. No, I'm gonna do some stuff with the walkout. It's gonna be good. Tom Cruise can eat his heart out.
Maybe you would get casted for Top Gun 2 or something.
Hey, bro, they're filming it. It could happen.
Now another big fight is happening, and are you gonna have your eye on that Rocky Martinez Cro Cop fight? Maybe the winner.
1,000%. As soon as I fight, I'm calling out Cro Cop. Unless Rock beats him, like whatever, like that's fine. But it would be a dream to fight Cro Cop. And if that doesn't happen, I know Vandalay wants to come back over to Japan before he's done. And that's another one. I would love to go out on, not go out, but ideally I want to be on the New Year's Eve card fighting a guy like that. I mean, hell, think about that. Fighting Vandalay or Cro Cop on New Year's Eve. That's a dream come true, bro. And you know what? Hey, no, let them know USADA. You guys do your thing. Bring it back to Japan, bro. Y'all do what you want to do.
Hey, you never know. Fedor might be flying around at that time
Oh,
too.
that'd be great. That would be great. I don't know. I got a feeling Fedor was going to do pretty well in that Bellator tournament, though. So.
All right, Jake. September 30th, you're gonna make your debut in RIZIN at RIZIN 13 Saitama Super Arena. Like you said, almost 50,000 seats sold. It's gonna be a big fight, big opportunity. Thanks for your time, man.
Hey, bro, I appreciate it, man. I always like being on with you. Appreciate it.